It's week 2 of the 2024 season, and if it's in the game, it's in the game. It's the Raiders and the Ravens, just ahead on EA Sports.
Next to some of the northernmost waters of the beautiful Chesapeake Bay, we're at M&T Bank Stadium near Baltimore's Inner Harbor. Thanks for joining us, everyone. With my partner, Brock Heward, I'm Kate Scott. And like so many matchups in the NFL, Brock, our focus goes right to the quarterbacks in this one. Both of these guys, players who've been around the league now for some time, they've definitely established themselves as veterans who know how to win football games.
Yeah, I think the word of the day, Kate, is definitely experience. Two guys who've been through the season several times over, have seen a lot at this point in their career and been through quite a bit on the field. All that experience is stored up there right between the ears. And the one who is more skilled at leveraging that experience, more than likely is going to come away with the win.
Justin Tucker has this all teed up. And we're underway from the bank. Trey Tucker to return it. He stopped on the return at the 27. So out had the Raiders for their first possession. Leading them out in year 11. He's played 15 or more games every season in the league. A real Iron Man, Derek Carr.
And he wonders, he's about to take his first snap today. Yeah, he took care of the football last week, Kate. That was great. No interceptions. But just the one touchdown. Be curious if he cranks up that aggressive knob today.
Jacobs gets it to start the drive. And he's able to power this forward, but they stop him after 2 yards.
That's a pretty good stop on first down. This defense now gets a chance to dictate, and that's what all the great defenses want to do, Kate. They want to dictate it on their terms and not just be reacting to what the offense is always doing.
Has it to his back. Here's Josh Jacobs. And he's out of bounds beyond the 35-yard line. Here we go, third and less than a yard. Turning to Jacobs on third. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains.
You love a huddle? Kate, you really do. You love a huddle full of guys like this who just know how to keep the drive moving forward. There's some trust there that he's going to get the job done, and he's going to get another shot, I would guess, down the line.
Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop it. And the big play drives them backwards. Second down coming up.
Pretty even match in this first half, and you're just kind of waiting, right? You just kind of try to get a feel for which defense is going to come to life, and when you get that sack, that could go a long way to infusing some energy on that side of the ball.
Let's see what they dial up on a second and very long. Another try following the sack. That pass caught by Renfro. And he'll get taken down after advancing this to the 37. And the Ravens go in nickel, third down. Now Carr. That finds Jacobs, complete. And a nice gain here, but it's stopped short of the first.
You know, I like the completion. You never turn down a completion. That's just not the right throw to make in that spot to move the chains.
Punt team is on now, and they get this away. So here now are the Ravens on offense to begin their first drive. And they're brought out by the reigning MVP, the second of his career, the best runner in the game. It's Lamar Jackson.
A decade plus before Lamar, it was a guy named Michael Vick who was the standard for dual-threat quarterbacks. Well, today, that standard is Lamar Jackson, who at his best is an MVP-caliber player and the most exciting player, not just at his position, but in all of football. And don't let that running overshadow the strides he's made as a passer, too, in the pocket and as a franchise quarterback to build upon.
He picks up 15 on the play. And that's good for a Ravens first down.
That is what elite offenses are all about. Why worry about 3 downs when you need only one? Move the chains in one play and keep driving that defense backwards.
They're set up at the 35 now. Duvernay in motion left. And he won't win the race to the outside. That run's bottled up at the line. No progress on first down, and that'll bring up 2nd and 10. They kick the running back in motion. From the gun, Jackson. His pass is complete. That's Zay Flowers. Decent gain here, but short of the first. 3rd and just 2 to go. Lamar off to play fake. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop him. And the defense comes through to back him up ahead of 4th down.
You're going to go play action, Kate. You've got to sell. If you don't convince that defense you're running it, or if it's a situation where you never run the ball, you really do leave your quarterback dead in the water, vulnerable against a defense who will storm right past that fake and right into that pocket.
And before that return amounts to much, they bring him down. That one an impressive 57-yard kick. And it'll be Raider football. 1st and 10 now from the 30. Carr here from the gun. He completes it in traffic. And looks like we can call it about 4 yards in the end. Stopped by one of the league's best tacklers, Roquan Smith. 2nd and 6 coming up here. From the shotgun, Carr. And it looks great flying through the air, Brock, but problems on the business end as it falls to the ground. 3rd down coming up. Jacobs gets it on the draw. And he won't salvage that. It's a loss on the play.
Traps, screens, draws, you need the element of surprise. The problem is, this defense was all over that draw. You couldn't fool them, even if you wanted to.
Las Vegas sends out the punt team. Deep for the Ravens, Devin Duvernay. Absolutely crushed his first punt, and here's another huge one. He's got it at the 24. And he's brought down before the return gets far. It's a 61-yard punt that time. And the Ravens will go on offense. Now we'll get set to see the Baltimore offense for the 2nd time. And they're certainly hoping for some better results here after that first drive ended in a punt. First down throw for Jackson. Pass into the hands of Mark Andrews. They get an even 10 on that play. And that'll be 1st down, Baltimore. Lamar now from the gun. Into the hands of Duvernay. And he goes out, just needed one more step there to reach midfield. After a good pickup, they're set up with 2nd and short. Now here's Keaton Mitchell with the run. And the defense is all over this one for a big loss.
What was supposed to move the chains, or at least make 3rd down easier to handle instead? Well, did the exact opposite here, Kate. It now makes this 3rd down a whole lot trickier to figure out.
Defender arrives right as the ball does, and the hit knocks it free. Incomplete. First time this game they've looked to him. And now they're staring at a 4th down. Jordan Stout on now to punt. And this is the 2nd time he's been brought on to kick it. And he gets his guys a few yards before they bring him down on the return. Nice kick there. It's a punt of 53 yards. And they're going to take over possession. Throwing on 1st down, it's Carr. Splits a couple of defenders and completes it. And they'll bottle this up after a 4-yard gain. Deshaun Elliott with that tackle. 2nd and 6 coming up here. Looking to throw, Carr. And down he goes. The Ravens defense gets it done. And that pushes them back. Third down coming up.
It's looking like a dreaded 3-and-out offensively, but listen, if you can't keep your quarterback clean and upright, you're going to need some magic, big-time magic, to convert on this 3rd and long.
Got to figure out this 3rd down here. Working out of the gun, it's Carr. Now we'll try one deep down the... Wide open, downfield, got it! And he does quite a bit of damage before they finally take him down.
You know, Kate, we often talk about flipping the field in special teams, right? A kick return, a good punt. Well, an explosive play like that does the exact same thing. Look at the difference in field position. By hitting on that shot, you've totally flipped the field and the tone of this drive.
So the big play gets him just beyond midfield. It's 1st down. Carr back to throw. Fits it through the middle. And they bring him down after the play reaches the 26. They get 20 yards out of the play and move the chains.
I love throwing on 1st down. And when you see a 1st down pass just like that, it's taking advantage of a matchup you planned for, and you go out and execute.
He had it for a moment, but a great defensive play to jar it loose. Incomplete. His first target doesn't lead to his first catch. So 2nd down coming up. From the gun, it's a give to Jacobs. And they've got him behind the line for a big loss.
Kate, it was such a privilege for me living up in the Pacific Northwest and covering the Legion of Boom. And when I see a play like that, all I see is number 25, Richard Sherman. Yeah, he could run his mouth and he could talk with the best of them, but he walked it with tackles just like that.
Ravens swoop it in and they bring him down. And the defense comes through. That's going to back him up and bring up 4th down.
To get home and hit and impact the quarterback at this level, well, typically you got to do what this defense is doing, and that's keeping an offense off balance. Change up your looks, rotate your personnel, throw in some wrinkles, and once again, go hit that quarterback.
So now on 4th down, the Raiders elected to send Daniel Carlson out for the field goal. It'll be a 54-yarder from the right hash. And he missed it. It's no good. And we continue to await our opening score of this ballgame.
Oh, you feel for kickers in situations like this. The loneliest guy in the building. Sometimes you forget those goalposts. They're only 18 feet, 6 inches wide. And this time he might have rushed things a little, and it winds up no good.
The Ravens in very good field position as they come up 1st and 10. Here's the first give to Gus Edwards. He's got to gain a 6 there. Trayvon Merrick there for the stop. A look at his numbers on the ground from last week here. After a good pickup, they've got 2nd and 4. Sticking with Edwards here. And he's down. Looks like they made the stop at the 46-yard line. That goes as a 4-yard pickup, and it gets him a 1st down. New set of downs for him from the 46. 1st down, here's Lamar. He finds Aguilar. And they're going to bring him down at the 36. Options are open here. It's 2nd and inches. Oh, they're going to run the option to the short side. And his short gain gets them a new set of downs. Through 1 quarter, neither side breaking through on the scoreboard. Couple of zeros on the board right now. Back to the bank in just a moment. Back at beginning of the 2nd quarter, Ravens in possession. They're looking at yet another 1st and 10 on this drive. He'll try left side out of the option. And this is down across the 30 before it's stopped. First down play nets him 5. It's going to be 2nd and 5. Play action now with Jackson. This one is tipped away and incomplete. Good positioning to make a play on it. That forces 3rd down. Out of the gun, here's Jackson. Then he's off the mark there. Too far behind him to adjust. That brings up 4th down.
Hey, Mr. Quarterback down there, that's a throw that's got to go somewhere else. Double coverage was waiting for it. QB super fortunate that ball wasn't picked. An incompletion, still pretty good for the defense, too.
Tucker's kick is up and good. And that's going to get them on the scoreboard.
I never saw a play script that ended with a field goal. It was always a touchdown that you wanted. But that's 3 points, and it's enough to give them the lead.
Tucker now on the return. Now bottle him up as he gets the return to the 30. Out comes Las Vegas on offense. And coming off our first points of the ball game, they're going to take over now trailing 3-zip. 1st and 10 now from the 30. Pressure coming for Carr. Complete here to Bowers. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a 1st down. How about 29 yards on that play, partner, as they get the chains reset?
I think my favorite part was the magic he worked after the catch. The way he took the completion and made so much more out of it by adding all the extra yardage.
One play in, and this drive is already into enemy territory. Carr now on 1st and 10. And there's a man there. It's intercepted. Picked up by Marlon Humphrey. And the Ravens will take over as he records his first interception of our season.
I don't know about you, but I'm a little surprised that one didn't make it all the way back for 6. Took some amazing effort from the guys making the tackle to save a touchdown, but still an outstanding return from a defense that sensed they needed the big play, and they found it.
Now Baltimore returning its offense to the field of play. And talk about a dream position, Brock. Heading out with 1st and goal waiting for him. They'll go from the gun with Edwards. And they sent it straight ahead, but the front stops him after a gain of 3.
Okay, all right. There's a little progress on 1st and goal. You keep it safe, you push a little closer, and now you're set up for what you want to do on 2nd down.
Mitchell has nothing on that run. They stand strong and stop him at the 2.
Well, you haven't given up the goal line yet, but this offense is moving closer and closer. Now might be the time defensively to get a little more aggressive, try to stick them with the loss, and make a difficult 4th down decision.
And he gets in, touchdown! The Ravens parlay the interception into points. A lot of pressure on him in that moment, Brock. Find a way to score, don't let it go to 4th and goal, and he finds a way to come through and gets in the end zone for 6.
And how about the other side? Beating the defense right there as well. That group who was so close to pulling off the goal line stand, yet all that motivation wasn't enough to stop him on 3rd and goal.
Tucker adds the PAT. And the Ravens make it a 10-point ball game. Now Tucker on to handle the kickoff. Return starts at the 3. And the return sets them up just beyond their own 20. The Vegas offense getting set for another drive now. They now trail by double digits after that last score, Brock. It's 10-0 partway through here. They'll get this drive started. 1st and 10. Myers the motion man here. Running on 1st here with Jacobs. And they try to power it forward, but only a couple of yards there. 8 yards to go. Let's see how they approach this 2nd down. From the 24. Has him on the quick hitter. And he'll take it up to the 30 before being brought down.
The goal of that little drag route is to get him for at least a minimal gain with space to add after that. That picked up a good chunk, and it was nearly a big play.
Complete beyond the marker. It's a 24-yard gash, and it gives them the first down.
You want to become a quarterback's best friend, do that. Turn a short little gain, a short little pass into some yards after catch, and that quarterback will find you again.
New set of downs for him from the 46. Carr with it on first. Into traffic, complete! And it's a nice little chunk here, 6 yards. Stopped by one of the league's best tacklers, Roquan Smith. After a good pickup, they've got 2nd and 4. Rolling again, it's Carr. Gets it quickly to Bowers. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. They pick up 20 yards there. And that's a Vegas first down. Jacobs running behind center. And that play is brought to a halt, so they're going to say at the 5-yard line. That one goes for 15, and now they're going to have 1st and goal. Throwing his Carr. He has the catch, but no, he can't get down in bounds. Oh, Brock, it was nearly a touchdown, but they're going to say it's incomplete. Carr to the air now. And this will be a Las Vegas touchdown. The Raiders start to fight back with their first points of this game. Well, Brock, you know this better than most. Sometimes these dudes can be a quarterback's best friend, finding the tight end in the end zone for 6.
And it really has been that way for decades when you think about it, Kate. From John Mackey to Tony Gonzalez to Travis Kelce. The position can be such a mismatch when you're throwing for the end zone.
Carlson good on the extra point. And the Raiders cut it to a field goal game. Raleigh set up, and it's away. Just a 3-point game now. Devin Duvernay to return it. Coverage team gets him down at the 26-yard line. The Ravens trotting out their offense. They'll try to emphasize what worked on their last drive, which ended Brock in a touchdown. Drive starts out with a 1st and 10. Edwards on the shotgun handoff. And he found some running room for a nice gain. Good run, gets him 7. That brings up 2nd and 3. On the ground, it's Edwards again. And here's another stop made right at the line. Nice back-to-back reps from this defense. All plays on the table here for 3rd and 3. Jackson to throw it. And it's incomplete, and that's going to bring up 4th down.
Hey, Kate, you feeling lucky? Well, the quarterback is, because he just dodged a major turnover. That was an easy pick that was simply dropped.
4th down, and on comes the punt team, and the kick's away. And before that return amounts to much, they bring him down. Call that a booming 56 yards in the end. Man, it'll be their football. Time for the Raiders offense to hit the field. And that last drive, no answer for what they were doing through the air, so expect some tighter coverage this time around. On the handoff, here's Jacobs. And he's going to get up to about the 33, but no more. Only gets a yard there to make it 2nd and 9. Carr here from the gun. That one is incomplete. Couldn't hang on through the contact. Got the one-on-one they wanted, Brock, on that slant, but just not enough to get the completion.
Yeah, you got to create separation. We all love the slant route. It could be super effective, but you got to beat press. You got to beat jam. You got to...
Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop it. And the defense comes through to back them up ahead of fourth down.
Okay, you can give him much of the credit for this early lead. Heck, give every player in that defense now their fourth sack of this game credit, because that ambush on the quarterback, a big reason why they're in control of this game.
And that fair catch corralled just beyond the 25-yard line. That punt goes unanswered. No return there. And it's going to be their football coming up. And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10. Tight end in motion left. On 1st down, Jackson. He's got Andrews. Doesn't get much beyond the line, a yard at most. Jack Jones making that tackle. They'll come to the line here, 2nd and 9. Oh, he taps it quick to the receiver coming across here. Has some daylight through the 40. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a 1st down. They get 22 on that one. And that's good for a Ravens 1st down. Pistol snap to Jackson. This is caught by Isaiah Likely. And they get there to take him down right around the 41. After a good pickup, they're set up with 2nd and short. Short pass brought in. And he's tackled with the 1st down yardage.
That's just great instincts. Go air it out on 2nd down rather than just play conservative and run it. They hit a weak point in the coverage and don't need to worry about 3rd down at all.
Handoff headed right, it's Edwards. And he's brought down for a loss.
You know how we hear about teams and quarterbacks avoid targeting a stud cornerback, just throwing away from him? Well, maybe they should avoid running it anywhere near this guy. He's having no issue stopping these plays cold.
Here's a give inside to Edwards. Escapes a defender. And that's good yardage with a new set of downs.
Okay, this is why coaches across all levels of football harp on the importance of good, fundamental tackling, not just to hear themselves talk. It's to make sure that when one of their guys has a chance to bring down a running back, they're able to do it and keep those plays from going any further.
Aguilar with the grab. And they'll get this down nearly to the end zone. Instead, stopped at the 2. 4 downs now to get in. Here's 1st and goal. Edwards goes up and over for the touchdown. The Ravens grow their lead just before halftime. So, Brock, this offense looking sharp here in the 1st half as they extend their lead.
You know, and when things are going well, sometimes you really just get into a groove. And this is a unit that's putting the pieces together.
Tucker able to tack on the extra point. And the Ravens make it a 10-point ball game. Now Tucker on to handle the kickoff. This one's fielded at the 4-yard line. Coverage team gets him down at the 26-yard line. The Raiders have their offense back out there. That score made it 17-7, but they can cut it back to a 1-score game here. Offense ready to begin this drive, 1st and 10. Carr. Pass brought in by Amari Cooper. They gain 14 on the play. And that's good for a Raiders 1st. Now we have a stoppage. No challenges inside of 2 minutes and a half, but the replay official wants to take another look at this on their own. Well, we're going to see how much of a sideline maven he is, Brock. This one very close, whether he got the feet down or not.
And I'm so impressed by all these mavens because you've got to make that transition from college where 1 foot, you're good.
Yep.
But not at this level. You've got to be a ballerina. You got to get those toes both in, and the replay booth will be the judge of it.
They took a look just to be safe. You always appreciate that, but the call on the field stands. He gets this to Michael Mayer. And he goes out, just needed one more step there to reach midfield. Nice spot here for the offense. It's 2nd and 1. From the 48. Defender arrives right as the ball does, and the hit knocks it free. Incomplete.
You know, the goal on a lot of these short throws is to simply let the receiver create some yards after the catch, that yak. Well, I think he was thinking about the yak before he actually secured the catch.
Complete. It's Cooper. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains. Raiders moving quickly, trying to get set as the clock continues to run. Now he's trying one deep, brought in inside the 20. And he works this to the 15 before they make the stop. A pickup there of 33 yards. And that's a Vegas first down.
I try to remind you a time or two, Kate, that you always got to start your read from the secondary forward. You got to see what the safeties are doing. If you're going to throw a ball in the middle third, deep downfield like that, you have to have tremendous awareness of where those safeties were, and the QB just nailed it.
Throwing on first down, it's caught. His quick throw knocked away, incomplete.
With all due respect to some of the great linebackers back in the day, to play the position today, man, you've got to be versatile. You can't just be a come up and stuff the run. You got to play coverage. And these defenses more and more rely on you to break up throws just like that.
Targets have far less room to work in this red zone, Brock, but down this close as a former quarterback, I'm just going to assume you got to feel like he should have been able to hold on through whatever.
Yeah, and every once in a while you get in that huddle and you remind him, now listen guys, it's going to be contested. We know it's a physical game, all 100 yards into the red zone and end zone. But when you get down here, you've got to come up with contested catches, and he couldn't.
Daniel Carlson out to try this Raiders field goal. From the same spot as an extra point here, 32 yards. And it is good. No problems there on the shorter attempt. And that'll bring it back to within a score. The lead's 7.
Well, he moved past that earlier miss pretty quickly here, Kate. Nice to see that. And now he can carry a little momentum with him to end this opening half.
He fields it from the 8. And this return gets to the 30 before he stopped. The Ravens offense to the field for the final drive of this first half. They're up by 7. We'll see if they choose to just rest on that going into halftime. First down throw for Jackson. Finds a seam down the middle. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. They get 27 on the play. And that'll be first down, Baltimore. Just before halftime, we get a timeout. Take it. So from a mile away, they'll send out the field goal unit to take a shot at this one. It's a deep shot for him from that left hash. And this kick is good. He needed to get all of it there, and he did. So we've reached halftime here in Baltimore. The Ravens flying into the break with a lead. Now it's down to Florida, where Jonathan Coachman is standing by in Orlando for the EA Sports Halftime Report.
Okay, Kate, back to you and Brock in just a moment. But after a wild first weekend in the NFL, time to see if things will settle down as we take a quick look at what's happening here in Week 2. Both these teams making their way out of the tunnel, and we're ready for the second half. And for the call, we send it back to Kate Scott and the other blonde bomber.
The Raiders kicking team is out there, and they'll boot this away. Kickoff taken at the 3. Coverage team gets him down at the 26-yard line. Here comes the Baltimore offense to begin quarter number 3. And they really leaned on that passing game in the first half, Brock. Let's see if that emphasis continues to start the third. They're out and set, 1st and 10. Running behind center with Edwards. And that tackle stops him after a solid gain. It's a 4-yard pickup, and that's going to bring up 2nd and 6. Out of the gun, here's Jackson. He had it for a moment, but a great defensive play to jar it loose. Incomplete. Well-timed strike by that defender to knock it free. And it's 3rd down. Lamar now from the gun. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop him. And the defense comes through. That's going to back him up and bring up 4th down.
That right there, that is a small step toward a big objective, and that's overcoming, Kate, a 2-score deficit in the second half. Fortunately, well, this game isn't close to being out of hand yet. We got to learn that lesson in the NFL. Anything can happen. There's still plenty of time to get that lead back, especially if they keep making impact plays like that one on 3rd down.
So no return on that punt. And they'll get ready to go on offense. They've got 1st down from the 31. Here's Carr. He's got it to him yet again. That is caught. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a 1st down. That one goes for 25 yards. And that's good for a Raiders 1st.
Well, you don't normally get that type of outcome on a slant. You're just looking for a little short-yard gain. But find the right type of athlete with space to work before and a perfectly placed ball after the catch. It's a perfect play to break it big.
A give to Jacobs on the inside handoff. And the power play up the gut only results in 2 yards. 8 yards to go. Let's see how they approach this 2nd down. They go play action with Carr. He puts some juice on a deep throw down the middle. That one is incomplete. Couldn't hang on through the contact. No connection on the last play, and now it's 3rd down. Working out of the gun, it's Carr. He has the 1st over the middle. That one goes for 17 yards and moves the chains.
You know, they call that the money down for a reason, because you're just simply not going to last long in the NFL if you don't convert a good portion of your 3rd downs. It's the money down. And nice to see them roll the dice and continue the series.
Throw wheeled in by Mayer. And he's caught after a gain of about 2. Brandon Stevens in on the tackle. 8 yards to go. Let's see how they approach this 2nd down. From the shotgun, Carr. Why not go back to it again if it's working? Complete. And he's going to be taken down near the 8-yard line. That one goes for 15, and now they're going to have 1st and goal.
Sure seems like he knew exactly what he wanted, and he got it, going right where he wanted to with the ball off the snap.
This offense in position now. It's 1st and goal. They'll run Jacobs. And they love to see him fighting forward, but he only gets them 3.
Hey, I get it on 1st and goal, right? A lot of teams like to be conservative and limit risk. Even if a run is stopped short, you still got 2, sometimes 3 downs to play with.
And he will score! Touchdown, Las Vegas! The Raiders start the 2nd half with some needed points. Amari Cooper, the touchdown. It's plays like this that make him so well regarded across this league, Brock.
Yeah, such just a difference-making receiver, Kate.
Yep.
You expect him to be the target down here. You did, I did, the defenders did. But what makes him a star is even when people know his number's being called, he still finds a way to deliver.
That one splits the uprights. And the Raiders cut it to a field goal game. Volley set up and it's away. Just a 3-point game now. Has this at the 6. Coverage team gets him down at the 26-yard line. Baltimore running its offense out now. The touchdown dropped this back to a one-possession game, so they're hoping to get some breathing room right back here. They'll get this drive started. 1st and 10. On the give, this is Edwards. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. It's a gain of 21 yards to pick up that 1st down. Great start to the drive. They're up in the neighborhood of midfield after just one play. On 1st and 10, it's Jackson. That one's caught along the left sideline. He does it! Touchdown, Baltimore! The Ravens make it a 9-point advantage. Zay Flowers, the touchdown. I love plays like this, Brock. Sometimes you just gotta ask your dude, show me what you got, man. Show off those wheels, and he did just that.
Yeah, beauty in simplicity, right?
Yep.
Now, when you run that fly route, you got to win right from the jump. And you got to protect yourself from the sideline, too. Don't get pushed to the boundary. Give your quarterback room to throw it up, and you can find pay dirt.
That one right down the middle. And the Ravens make it a 10-point ball game. Now Tucker on to handle the kickoff. Returning it from the 4. Oh, he's showing some burst on this return. And this will give them decent field position. The return gets out to the 30. The Raiders and Derek Carr about ready to get back to work. And like we've seen from him before, Brock, he got a good game going early through the air and kept the pressure up from then on. He's still taking it to him now as we work through this second. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop him. And the big play drives them backwards. 2nd down coming up.
You know, one thing I noticed, Kate, coaching youth football, everybody wants their kid to play quarterback. That is, until they get knocked to the mat. And that's now 5 sacks in this game, let alone the number of times the quarterback's been flushed as well. Not everybody is built to play quarterback.
Everyone's prepped. It's 2nd down now. Handoff here to Jacobs, who swarms in the middle. This gets maybe a yard. Stopped by one of the league's best tacklers, Roquan Smith. This offense looking to convert as they come up on 3rd down. Carr setting to throw. Looking. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop it. And the defense comes through to back them up ahead of 4th down.
No matter what other stats you want to look at in this ball game, well, this defense can take some serious pride in at least one thing, and that is 6 quarterback sacks on the afternoon. 6 sacks? Well, that's an expectation rarely achieved. And a sign? Well, this group did their homework, and they're making it pay on the field.
And the coverage team is there as he fields it, so almost nothing on that return before he stopped. The Ravens send Zay Flowers ready for another look on offense. And unsurprisingly, Brock, a great day on the scoreboard so far for him. Has him with the advantage as we move through this 3rd quarter. Taken in by Likely. And they're going to bring him down just on the other side of midfield. And that one goes for a gain of 11. And that's good for a Ravens 1st down. Here's Edwards. And the defense gets there to force a small loss.
Hey, Kate, sorting through traffic, seeking out a runner, that is this guy's domain, and boy, does he know how to operate in it.
From the gun, Jackson gets this one to Andrews. And he breaks even, but that's it. Brought down at that line of scrimmage. Trayvon Merrick there for the stop. Raiders loading up the secondary on 3rd down. Count them, 6 DBs on the field. Shotgun snap to Jackson. He's running for it. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a first down. They get 35 out of that one. And that'll be first down, Baltimore.
Man, I don't ever want to be a defensive coordinator. They do so many things right to take away the pass, and then what happens? Well, you get a quarterback that lowers his head, gashes the defense with one of the biggest runs of the game. You take away the pass, but you can't stop the QB run.
Ball finds his running back, Gus Edwards. And he's caught behind the line for a loss.
I know coordinator and quarterback going to be upset with that first down because you call a screen on first, you're thinking stay ahead of schedule. Even a minimal gain to stay on pace, but instead, the defense creates a negative play and sets them back behind the sticks.
Now it's Jackson. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop him. And that pushes them back. Third down coming up.
You get into the red zone and every detail matters. It matters on the whole 100 yards, but Kate, once you get inside this red zone, it is so critical. And let's tip our cap to the defense on the details, creating that sack.
Puts a little too much into this one. That's too high. Brings up fourth down.
That was it. That was their chance to escape this series. They were looking for a way out without giving up any points, and that was their ticket off the field. Unfortunately, he just couldn't quite hang on.
Bullock's kick is good. And that pushes the lead up to 13.
I know. Sometimes we take kickers for granted, but I'll tell you what, you can't hit that any better. Never even flirted with an upright. That was right down the middle.
Tucker now on the return. And in the end, he's able to get it to what used to be a touchback. It's at the 25 after the return. The Raiders ready for their next series, led out on offense by their quarterback. And he has continued to own this defense and keep on throwing that football, partner, making this performance one that he's going to remember, but as you like to say, the defense would probably rather forget. Defender arrives right as the ball does, and the hit knocks it free, incomplete. No dice on that prior pass. Here's second down. Back to the air, Carr. He had it for a moment, but a great defensive play to jar it loose. Incomplete. Tough one to retain through that hit. And that's going to leave him with a tough third and long. Carr off the play fake. Complete beyond the marker. And he'll push this upfield and earn them a new set of downs.
I may love watching a great thrower, but I love watching a well-done route too, Kate. Make that guy think you're trying to stack him only to drop your hips and cut right inside. Some good work to help reset those chains.
New slate of downs to approach here from the 40. Here's a give to Jacobs. They come through with a nice gain of 10 and a first down.
To play running back in this league, well, you've got to have tremendous vision. We saw it twice, once to find the lane upfield, and then to get to space and break off some extra yards.
Going to the ground again on first. Good little rip there. Looks like about 6. Patrick Queen ranging in for the tackle. A nice 6-yard pickup. They're going to have second and 4. Carr here from the gun. Fits it through the middle. And he's brought down at about that 27-yard line. The big play nets him 17 yards. And that's a Vegas first down. Shotgun give now to Jacobs. And he's able to power this forward, but they stop him after 2 yards.
I think we got to be careful, and I'll raise my hand of thinking that play was just a nothing burger. Because what can happen from that, Kate, is you put some nice toppings on it. A play-action pass, a shot that comes down the road from what looked like a very plain play.
4 yards on the pickup, and that's going to leave him with third and 3. Just 1 quarter remaining in this one. It's Raiders football, and they'll get to work, coming into the quarter trailing. All plays on the table here for 3rd and 3. He gets it out left, and it's caught. And he's tackled with the first down yardage.
Nice to see that connection, that chemistry working between the two of them.
And they've got themselves another 1st and 10. From the red zone now. A quick throw is swatted away, incomplete. That one firmly denied by the man in coverage. And that'll bring up 2nd down. Throwing his car. Has it down close. And they're going to get this down to the 4 before being stopped. Battle coming up on 3rd and inches. Throwing again, it's Carr. Cut near the goal line. And he's brought down real close to that goal line at the 1. A gain of 3, and now they're going to be able to plan for 1st and goal. Here's Jacobs. Is in. Touchdown, Las Vegas. The Raiders now within 1 score in the 4th. It's a Josh Jacobs touchdown. All right, so the offense does its job, Brock. Now they need their defense to give them a chance to overcome that big deficit.
The momentum in the building's clearly changed. We can feel it here in the booth, but you're right. It's now up to the defense to make a stop and give them a chance.
Carlson's extra point is good. And the Raiders get it back to within 6. So here's the kickoff, Brock. Just 6 points now separating our teams. This one's fielded at the 4-yard line. This return makes it up to the 25. We see the Ravens making their way out now. And after that touchdown, cut their lead back to 1 score, Brock. A response in order as they take over. Drive starts out with a 1st and 10. Now here's Lamar. Completed to Flowers. And that's good yardage there with a new set of downs to boot. 1st down, ball at the 36. Out of the gun, here's Jackson. He's got Andrews. And he's going to get this up to the 45 before he's brought down.
That is a textbook 1st down completion. Sets up 2nd and very manageable and creates space to take that shot downfield.
Lamar off the play fake. Flushed out of the pocket. Oh, look at this, here he goes. Give him an even 10 yards on the play. And that's good for a Ravens 1st down.
You know, that's one of those little mental Rolodex plays. Right before the snap, you know if the read isn't there, that option isn't there, you can use your legs to make the adjustment and go get the 1st down.
A give to Edwards. And they'll hold him up after a short carry to the 44. Manages just a yard on 1st down. Now it's going to be 2nd and 9. Mitchell gets it from the gun. And once again, he doesn't manage much before getting brought down. A gain of about 3, so a 1/3 of what they needed. 3rd and 6 coming up. Lamar now from the gun. And it's incomplete, and that's going to bring up 4th down.
So often, so many of these games in the NFL, well, they come down to a play or two, and 3rd downs are critical. Whether it's in a close game or already out of hand, their coach wants to see them convert those.
And this kick is good. He needed to get all of it there, and he did. And that'll make it a 2-score game.
It doesn't take a math major, Kate, to realize how important that field goal was. It's now a 2-score game really late and puts them in the driver's seat to go and finish this thing with the win.
Tucker now on the return. Return's looking good so far. His return gets him to the 32-yard line before he's taken down. Now the Raider offense headed back to the field. And I think they'd be content doing everything the same as their prior drive and getting another touchdown here. Jacobs gets it to start the drive. And they'll take him down at the 43-yard line. It's a pickup of 11. And that's good for a Raiders first. Going run again with Jacobs. And the middle holds. They don't get anything on the run. 2nd and 10. Need to get some positive yardage here. Working out of the gun. It's Carr. And oh, someone stepped in. It's intercepted. Brandon Stevens has it. And the Ravens will take over as he records his first interception of our season.
Well, obviously not the cleanest game with now 2 interceptions, but here's the key. This is where mental toughness for a quarterback becomes so critical. And frankly, why some of the best QBs playing today have baseball in their background, because you flush your mistakes. Okay, you strike out, you throw an interception, but you got to go get it in that next series. Got to put these interceptions behind and press forward ahead.
From the 44-yard line now, 1st and 10. It's a handoff here to Edwards. And he's brought down after a nice gain and a first down.
Hey, look, any run of this size is going to wound a defense. But you get this game going right up the heart of their defense, you start to break their will and break their pride.
First down, and they go right back to him. And they try to power it forward, but only a couple of yards there.
Well, Kate, a 2-yard run on first down, I think that keeps you ahead of schedule, but you're going to have to pick up the pace.
Second and 8. Couldn't connect right side. It's incomplete.
Hey, I know nobody's perfect, and all you have to do is listen to me and how many words I screw up. But you certainly expect those throws of that length to be 100%. They've got to be borderline automatic in this offense.
Jackson now on 3rd. That's going to fall incomplete. Either way, he was breaking it up. Couldn't hang on to the pick, so hits the ground, brings up 4th down.
I think I could see his eyes from the booth. He was envisioning the return and simply dropped it. You got to secure the pick before anything else.
Tucker's kick is up and good. And that grows their lead to 12.
Those 3 points could go a long way to securing this W. Makes it a lot more comfortable knowing the other side's got to score a couple touchdowns now. A touchdown to field goal's not going to get it done anymore.
Starting from the 5. And he's going to make this to the 28 before going down. Their offense ready to take the field now. And you know that interception is in the back of their minds as they head back out there now. They send a man in motion. Carr now on 1st and 10. And he's just going to get rid of this one. Smart move there. When you saw the field, it's going to be 2nd down. From the shotgun, Carr. He gets this one to Myers. And that's good yardage with a new set of downs.
I know the Combine tries to test everything it possibly can physically, but I don't know how you test courage at the Combine because there's nobody defending you. Nobody wants to hit you. But that was the epitome of courage to make that in cut and make the catch.
And he'll head out of bounds after a short gain.
Well, that's a pretty similar result to a first down run play. Moves it forward, keeps you on schedule, and makes 2nd and 3rd down a whole lot easier to manage.
Here's 2nd and 7. This one is hit by a defender and winds up incomplete.
You know, it's tough to succeed at linebacker in most defenses if you can't hold your own in coverage. They rely on you to break up throws just like that and take some of the stress off the secondary.
Carr throwing on third. That one is incomplete. Couldn't hang on through the contact. Man, that was a chain mover if he would have held on, Brock, but the contact just too much to do so.
Yeah, he's going to be disappointed in himself because you've got to make these contested catches, but I do give a lot of credit. An outstanding effort defensively to force that ball out.
He connects downfield on fourth. And they're going to haul him down just shy of the 40. They'll keep this drive moving after a big 18-yard pickup on fourth down.
I love those moments of truth. We get to see exactly how they handle it when all the pressure that drives right on them. Turns out, handled it pretty darn well, and now they'll keep pushing on.
Carr with it on first. This ball's cut by Bowers. And he'll get this down to the 33-yard line.
That is the epitome of staying on schedule. That kind of completion right there on first down. Well, it opens up the entirety of the playbook for second down. And the third and short in your back pocket, you can get even more aggressive and take that shot.
And they get this all the way down to the 16-yard line. That play good for 17 and a first down.
You know, it sure seems like he knew exactly where he was going with that before the snap. That's a pre-snap decision that led to a post-snap first down.
This time they're going to get there, and they drop him. Offense in the hurry up here. Trying again, following the sack. That's caught at the 4. And he's touched down after a nice pickup there to get the first. Working inside the red zone. He's got it. Just a couple of yards here as he heads for the sideline.
Kate, I don't know why every once in a while I'll get these little flashbacks, but a little play like that just flashes me back to the preseason, my first preseason, when one of the veteran QBs said, hey, Brock, whatever you do, just find completions. You will never go broke taking a profit. Go get a completion. They're at a premium in this league. Just something off in the rhythm of their passing game on that one. Time to recalibrate and keep throwing it to get back into rhythm.
Third and goal. Here's Carr. Gets it towards the end zone, but it's incomplete. That throw doesn't lead to 6. So now they're left with fourth and goal. Carr. And on fourth down, that one won't work. It's incomplete. So the defense rises to the challenge and gives the ball back to their offense.
You know, Kate, I don't think I've ever met a defender that cares. All they want to do is get off the field. Doesn't matter if it's a drop pass, deflection, breakup, even an interception. Challenged by the offense to get one more stop to get off the field, and that's exactly what they did.
And he's only able to get it out to the 4-yard line. Just a gain of 1, and that brings up 2nd and 9. That's the 2-minute warning here from Baltimore. Ravens moments away from a 2-0 start. They'll come to the line here, 2nd and 9. On the ground, it's Edwards again. So quickly the defense burns a timeout here. 1:57 remaining in the game. Looking at a tough spot to punt it away if this third down is unsuccessful. They'll empty the backfield and motion him out. Now Jackson on third down. Caught by Flowers. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains. Offense set for a 1st and 10. Now Edwards. And he'll only find 1 yard up the gut. 2nd down. Now whistles and a timeout taken quickly by the defense. 1:50 left to go. They'll come to the line here, 2nd and 9. Sticking with Edwards here. And he's short of the first after a mild gain. Give him 4 on that run. That's going to bring up 3rd and 5. Back to throw. Here's Jackson. This is reeled in by Edwards. And he'll push this upfield and earn them a new set of downs.
To this day, I can still see the faces of the big guys in the huddle. When you call a screen like that, instead of them just getting knocked backwards, they get to be salesmen. They get to push those linemen downfield and then tee off and go hit somebody like they did right there. Nothing left to do now, Kate, but celebrate on one side and watch on hopelessly from the other. What a hard-fought effort to get to this spot, and now you can enjoy the victory.
So it ends as a win for the Ravens. And they're stacking momentum right away this season as they begin the year 2-0. And with Brock Heward and our EA Sports crew, I'm Kate Scott saying so long from this one. The Ravens are your winners as we say so long from Baltimore.